I love David's reaction, and this is what qualifies David to be known as a man after God's own heart. His treason, which he did commit treason, but his murder and adultery, those things don't qualify him as a man after God's own heart. But what qualifies him as a man after God's own heart is his response to his sin. And then David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. He knew he'd sinned when he had Uriah killed, and then he took Bathsheba and committed adultery with her. He knew he'd done it, but now his sin is found out, and he admits it. He repents immediately. I've sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said to David, the Lord has also taken away your sin. You shall not die. Even though you should die because the sins you did are worthy of death, you confessed it to the Lord. 1 John 1:9, if we confess our sins, he's faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Isn't it? Isn't that true? So he says to him, the Lord has taken away your sin. And I'm saying away this to you also. The Lord has taken away your sin too. But if you hide it, you try to conceal it, hold on to it, it's not taken away, you're holding on to it. But when you confess it to the Lord, well, how many times can I confess it? Well, as many times as you need. There is no limit. There isn't just a second chance. You remember he said, how many times, when Peter asked him, how many times will I forgive my brother? Till 7 times? And he said, till 70 times 7. He was indicating in one day. There's no limit on how much God will forgive you. But make sure that you go to him. So he said, the Lord has also taken away your sin. Remember, the Lord has taken away your sin. Jesus doesn't have to go back to that cross, does he? He shed his blood once and for all. His blood still speaks forever. It's still alive. His blood never dried up, and it speaks that I have redeemed them. I've paid the price for their sin. I don't care how many sins there are. See, if you begin to think that your sin is too great for God to forgive, you know what that is? Effectively, that's idolatry, because it says that you can do something bigger than God can forgive. Honey, you can't do something bigger than God. Your sin is not too big for God to forgive. Well, yeah, but I've done it so many times, and I've just, well, ask for forgiveness. He is loving and kind, isn't he? But make sure you run to him when you sin. If you sin, don't run from God, run to him. And I'll tell you something else too. If you sin, don't run from church. Come into church. We love you.